Hello and welcome to Baking on a Budget. Now this time what we've got is this marvellous chicken Kiev. Yes, a very simple chicken Kiev recipe, a classic dish, always absolutely beautiful, and we have everything we need to make it over here. I'm going to run through exactly what we've got and how much all of this costs. To begin with, we have one chicken breast which cost me 64 pence. Again, I bought the larger quantity pack size of chicken breasts, and you get them much more reasonably if you can do that. We have 45 grams of unsalted butter, which is 33 pence. We have 2 cloves of garlic, which is 8 pence. We have 1 teaspoon of parsley at 4 pence. We have 1 egg at 14 pence. We have 2 tablespoons of breadcrumbs at about 4 pence. And we have 1 tablespoon of flour, which I'm saying is about 2 pence. Now, if we put all that together, it comes to £1.29. So this chicken Kiev is £1.29. It's going to be absolutely delicious. As a suggestion, I'm not going to do this today, but as a suggestion, if you were to do that with some roast potatoes, a carrot and some green beans, something like that, this whole meal would come to about £1.60, £1.62, something like that. And it is a classic and beautiful meal. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing I want to do is prep the filling, the garlic butter for this. So I've got a couple of cloves of garlic. It's going to be very garlicky. So I'm just doing the one, and obviously if you want to do more, just double up the recipe, double up the quantity of the butter and things like that, and that will all be good. It is an idea to do a few of these at a time actually, then you can freeze them, they'll freeze very well, and then next time you want one you can just whip it out, defrost it, get it in the oven, it'll be fine. So I'm just going to chop this garlic. Right, that'll do it. Now I have the butter here, which has been softened a little, and I'm going to put that into my bowl. Yep. Yes, it is going to be. And then we will get the garlic in there. Yes, little Isla, I think she's going to enjoy this by the sounds of it. Right, some parsley in there. That's probably enough there. That's just over half a teaspoon I've put in there, but that looks sufficient for me. So now we just want to sort of mash all this together. Butter still could be a little bit softer, but we'll work with it. That's better. It's coming together there now. That is looking good. Now, next phase of this. Right now I have a piece of cling film here, and what I'm going to do is take this butter out of the bowl, place it on the cling film, and I want to sort of make that into like a tube sort of thing, a cylinder of the garlic butter, and it's about 2 centimeters in diameter, that, and that will do just fine. So just want to roll that up, just trying to get it even. There it is, that will do for me. Now I'm just going to twist the ends of that, and I'm going to put this back in the fridge. You could put it in the freezer if you want to do it quickly. We just want to get that toughened up a bit again before it goes into the chicken. And for that butter to harden up a touch, I'll just prepare the breadcrumb coating for this. First of all, we want an egg. I'll just break that and beat it a little. It's all good, and we'll put that out onto this plate. And the first one here, we want, as I say, just about a tablespoon of flour to coat that. And then finally, on the last one, we want the breadcrumbs. That will do it, I believe. This is going to be beautiful, crisp breadcrumbs. We're going to shallow fry it first for a short while, and then we're going to get it in the oven. Going to be marvellous. Okay, so our next phase here is to make an opening in this chicken to be able to get the butter into it. There's 2 ways to do this. You can flatten the chicken, put the butter in and roll it back up and skewer it together somehow. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it, which I'm going to use here today, is we're going to put the knife inside the chicken from the top here, and we're just going to carve out like an opening or a pocket in there. Got to be pretty careful with this. We don't want it to come through the bottom, and we don't want it to come through the sides. And what we want, the only opening we want, will be here. And I have a small piece of chicken off another chicken breast, which I will roll up and stick in there once we've got the butter in. That's the plan. Now, it's best to use a sharp knife with a good point, which I don't have at the moment. This lost its point. It is quite sharp, so I think we'll be okay with it. So I'm going to go about midway there, and we just want to get that, yes, about midway either. And we want to get that in there. You've got to be careful with this. Obviously you don't want to overdo it and come out the bottom or the tail of the chicken breast here. Just want to get that in, and then we can work it up that way, put it in the other way around and work it up the other way. Again, being very careful not to come through the wall of the chicken. And we want an opening in the top there about the same diameter as the butter that we have to put in it. So I'm going to say that's it. Yes, Isla, thank you. Just a little bit more on that side, and that will be good to go. Okay, there it is. Right, I'm happy with that. We haven't punctured it at all. Right, I'm going to get the butter and see if we can get it in here. We'll have the butter back out of the fridge, or actually I've had this in the freezer just to speed the process up a little bit. That's looking fairly solid. I think this will be all right at this point. Right, there it is. We got the butter. That's good. Now we want to get the chicken, and we just want to make sure that this opening is nice and smooth all the way down. That seems to be fine. I'll hold the chicken like that, and the butter will go in. That is down to about there. So a little bit more. That's it. I'm pretty sure that's all the way down the chicken. So I'll pull that off there. And we just want to take a little bit of the excess out. Right, and this other small piece of chicken, let's have a look. I'll just make sure that's pushed right the way in so that we'll have enough room for this. That's looking good. That bit can just pop in there, and that will hopefully prevent any of that from leaking out. Okay, Isla's still with us in the kitchen, as you may be able to hear, and she's fascinated by this whole process, I've got to say. Now, first thing we're going to do is get some flour on this. The flour will help the egg to stick, and obviously the egg will help the breadcrumbs to stick. So just want to fully coat that in the flour, like that. Then over into the egg, and we'll get some egg on that split at the top there. We want to try to seal that as best we can. Might get a little bit of spillage, but that's okay. We can always save the garlic butter that comes out if any does. And yes, we can, Isla. And then we can serve that up with the finished chicken Kiev. We're now going to cover it in these breadcrumbs. Again, these are homemade breadcrumbs. This is just a couple of slices of bread, which are put in the oven for about 10 minutes until it went crispy, and then broke them up with a rolling pin. Very simple to make. No need to buy them, really. That, folks, I'm saying, is looking pretty good. Now, I'm going to transfer that to a plate. I'm going to put it back in the fridge. Just let that butter fully set. Then we'll come back and fry it up and then get it in the oven, and then we'll taste it. Okay, I've got a small pan on the hob. I've got some oil, and I'm going to shallow fry this. So I do want, you know, a fair amount of oil in that pan. I think that'll do it. I'll put some gas on, heat that up, and I'll come back when it's hot enough to get the chicken in. Okay, this has just had a couple of minutes to, you know, heat itself up a little bit. I'm going to turn the heat down. We don't want this over a massive heat. Just enough to brown it, really. So, chicken Kiev in the pan, that's spot on. And it looks like Isla agrees with that. Right, so just, as I say, I'm going to shallow fry this on all sides until it's a beautiful golden brown. And I've got the oven whirring away in the background, you can probably hear that. Then we're going to put it in the oven to cook it right the way through. Right, I'm just going to turn that over, see how it's doing. Yes, look at this. This is coming along really nicely. Nice golden brown there. Same on the other side, and then we'll get it up on either end. Just make sure everything is fried and nice and crisp. Okay, that is... Yes, I was just about to say that, Isla. This is beautifully done on all sides. As you can see, that's a beautiful golden brown. I'm just going to take it out of the pan at this point, stick it on this baking tray. There it is, it's ready to go in the oven. Now, the oven is set at 170, about 170 to 180, and I'm going to put it in there for about 20 minutes, by which time it will definitely be cooked right the way through. But what I'm going to do with it, just to prevent any leakage or anything like that, we may still get some, it does happen. I'm just going to put a spoon like that and have it facing this way, away from the actual tin, the chicken. We'll see how that works. Okay folks, this is out of the oven. It's had about 20 minutes. Look at that. That looks and smells absolutely divine. Can't wait to have a taste of it. I'm going to put it down, cut some off, and I will give you the verdict. Look at this. That chicken's done beautifully. It's just dripping all over the table there, excuse me. But beautiful garlic butter in there, the parsley. That's marvellous. Really, truly. The chicken is nice and tender. The butter and garlic sauce, fantastic. Look at that, truly delicious. Chicken Kiev, £1.29 for a whole chicken breast. Absolutely beautiful. And as I say, we had that with a meal, some roast potatoes, veg, stuff like that. Still way less than £2. About £1.60 if you put the veg on there, and you're getting a truly restaurant quality meal for less than £2. If you like chicken and garlic, do give this a try. As you've seen, it's not that difficult to make. Just got to make sure that you get the chicken cooked properly so that the butter will go in nice and easily. A quick fry in the pan just to seal it. Then about 20 minutes in the oven. And that, although it was a large chicken breast, it's done beautifully right the way through. Nice and tender and soft. So can I say, if you've enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. Helps the channel a lot when you give it a thumbs up. Share it with people who you think may enjoy this sort of thing. And if you would like to see more very simple but always beautiful recipes in the future, and if you would like to hear more of Isla in the background, do consider subscribing to the channel. In the meantime, I thank you very much for watching, and I'm going to absolutely devour the rest of this chicken Kiev.